Hey everybody who's pretending to have a good day. My name's Kieran. I help people using a spiritual perspective, and today one of the things that I wanted to talk about, among many things that I love talking about in general, Star Wars, the first bite of cheesecake, is physical confidence, right? This kind of the insecurities that we all feel, and I'm not really a stranger to that myself, especially as somebody who will shoot these videos. um, I say shooting videos, but it's just an asshole in front of a cell phone. But you get my point. As somebody who puts their face out there, and my main job, my main profession is tourism. It's tour guide. I lead people around the city and lie to them about historical facts. And so my face is always present. My body is always present. I rely a lot on my physicality, I suppose, right? Talking with the hands like I'm some sort of Italian plumber, aka Mario. So there's a lot of insecurities that a lot of people have, and how do we best get over these insecurities? How are we supposed to feel better, especially given the fact that so much of our self-worth seems to come from what we appear like, right? Our appearance. Now, there's all kinds of levels of appearance, from the clothes that you wear to the way that you present yourself to the world, and then there's the things, of course, that we can't change, and that's more what I'm focusing on here, right? So, um, uh, as for myself, right, just right off the bat, if I have insecurities, of course, right? Both of my parents are British, so my teeth, they're they're no good. They're not the worst teeth I've ever seen, but they're not great, right? And sure, maybe if I had money, you could change things. My nose a little big, but I probably wouldn't, right? I don't have a six pack. There's lots of insecurities that I have personally, but what I've also noticed is that it hasn't really stopped me from ever having sex or being desired or finding love or anything like that. So any physical, I think, disadvantages or imperfections that I may have, I don't particularly feel like they've actually weighed me down in terms of what I've been able to attract, right? And I think for a lot of people, it's actually kind of the same way. I mean, I walk around the city all the time and I see perfectly ugly people with people that are two or three times better looking than them, and they're not even rich. So there's all kinds of opportunities to meet people and find people and to experience love and to have sex and to have connections and we get hired at a job. It doesn't, there's all kinds of stuff. And we could always improve things. There's things that this person has that we want, and we have something that this person might want. And it's kind of funny how it all cycles around and nobody's really happy with the way that they look. But these insecurities persist. And it ends up hurting us the most because we tend to get a lot of our confidence from our physical vessel, right? And that's kind of ironic because true confidence doesn't come from a physical vessel. Because you have to consider, which you probably already know, the physical body changes. And there's all kinds of physical bodies. Some people don't have a hand, some people are blind, you get older, right? So, I mean, I look at videos of myself from 5 years ago and I think, geez, what a handsome, skinny young man. And you remember what I was thinking back then about myself? Not the same. I was thinking, oh, you're so fat, you're so gross, all this other kind of stuff. I've never really once felt some huge amount of confidence about my own physical body. And I can project in the future and I can tell myself, well, you know what, probably even if I did have all the things that I think I could change about myself, would I really have the level of confidence that I get, the same level of constant confidence that I get from when you're just living in the moment, right? When you're yourself, when you remember who you are, physical confidence doesn't necessarily become a thing. You stop, ironically, becoming your physical body, even doing things that involve your physical body. But when you're in the moment, you don't think about it, like dancing. I'm sure there's been a moment in your life where you've danced, sober or not, and no one else is watching, or you're just in your room or whatever, and you're just in the moment and you're feeling it, and you're not actually concerned with what you look like. And when you're not concerned with what you look like in this kind of sense, real confidence tends to arise, and it arises from within. It doesn't come from here, right? It comes like this. And that is this true confidence, right? Relying on the physical vessel that you happen to just temporarily, very temporarily possess is foolhardy because things change so much. I mean, you could even be in perfect physical health. You could have a perfect face and hair and body and all this other kind of stuff. And yet you could have some debilitating disease or a chronic pain, and it would just affect your confidence anyway, right? So relying on the physical body to present us with unlimited confidence is a stupid thing to do, and yet so many of us are obsessed with this, obsessed with the body, obsessed with looking a certain way, with presenting ourselves a certain way. But all of the fun and all of the joy comes from the real self. Who are we when we're not thinking about our physical body? Who are we when we're not obsessed with what we look like, right? Who is that person? Right? Are they intelligent? Are they funny? Are they spontaneous? Are they playful? Are they soulful, joyful? What's happening? Right? And you've had those moments in your life where you've been in the present moment, and what you've gotten out of that has been true confidence, right? So when people talk about the way that they feel the insecurities, the way that I even refer to my own insecurities, I'm often able to let go of them pretty quickly, or I become ambivalent about them, let's say. Because, yeah, a sense of humor, but also I tend to forget about it. I tend to just remember who I am. I don't even need to nitpick the things that are good looking about myself or bad looking, or the insecurities that I don't need to worry about, or the things that are just objectively true. I don't need to worry about any of that. And I think a lot of people don't need to worry about that. The only thing, I wouldn't say that we need to worry about, but the only thing that matters is how we feel about ourselves. And that self is not something that's containable, right? You can't really box that in. It's so many different layers of things. And when we're in that moment, when we're feeling ourselves simultaneously, the confidence kind of just erupts from within us. And the physical vessels that we have don't really seem to play that much of an interest. So the next time that you're feeling sad about yourself, about the way that you look, you're having some physical insecurities, which are totally normal and common, just do something that is fun. Do something that calls to you. Go dance. Like, go dance like nobody's watching. And ironically, even though you're using your body, again, you'll forget that you're actually doing it. So dance, unless you're in a wheelchair, in which case, I don't know, take up crochet.